Today, I'm building a cage to protect my blueberries from the birds. I'm going to be reusing tomato stakes for this. I want to try to use as little lumber as possible because this thing really needs to be light because we're going to be lifting it on and off every time we want to harvest. Now I'm going to get this all screwed together. Super simple structure, nice and light. I'm going to be doing most of this, maybe all of it if I have enough with cage wire, because we want that 1-inch mesh so those fat bumblebees can fit through. I'm going to be using lath screws to hold these in place. I'm going to connect these pieces with these small zip ties. I got my cage wire in the middle here so that the thick boys can get through, and now I'm going to do the rest with this hardware cloth. I'm not going to have enough of that hardware cloth to do the ends, but I have an idea. I'm going to try to use these scrap poly panel pieces that I have from the greenhouse. I riveted a few pieces of those poly panels together. Now I got to cut out my arch. If this works, this will actually add a little stability to this thing. Made a cardboard template to make sure it'll fit and both sides will be exactly the same. Looks like it's going to work. That actually worked out pretty well. Now I got to fold this hardware cloth over and rivet it to this poly panel. I'm going to have to do that tomorrow though. It's cold out and it's about to get dark. I got my poly panels on both sides. Now I need to get this hardware cloth attached to these poly panels, and I'm going to do that with rivets. What I did here was just folded the ends under so that those sharp points are hidden behind there, and that gives me a little more stability for holding my rivets in there. I'm going to put a small washer on my rivets to help pin that hardware cloth down. That's it, nice and solid. Wish probably isn't going to love this part, but I'm going to need her to get inside here and hold these panels while I rivet this together. Super light. Perfect. When I was building this, I was concerned that it was going to be real janky looking, but I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. And I also decided that I'm going to build a garden bed for this to fit on so that I could just cover this with plastic and have a greenhouse bed for the spring and fall.